One event that has certainly impacted my life and character would be my grandfather's death 4 years ago. My other grandfather, whom we called Poppy, died when I was very young, and so I never really got to know him. But my mother's dad, whom I called Granddaddy, was an amazing man and someone that I was very close to. And here's a picture of my grandfather with his sister, my great aunt. My brother and sister and I used to spend the night all the time with our Granddaddy, and sometimes he would tell us these great stories from whenever he was younger. He would tell us about the places that he had been and the people that he had met while in the war and traveling. Granddaddy always took a bit of money from each place that he went and saved it. And here's some of the money from all over the world. And some of his coins. While he was in Germany, he adopted 2 orphans, which became my mom and my aunt. He was such a generous man, and he never declined an opportunity to give. One of his passions was the Humane Society for hurt and orphaned animals. He always had dogs or cats in the house while we were growing up. My sister and I were his first grandchildren, and he certainly spoiled us rotten. He would always say that we were his little Archie-Chonia girls, or little dark eyes, spoke 5 languages, but would never brag about it. When my mom and aunt were younger, he would send them off to church sometimes, but rarely went with them. When my sister and I were older, we learned that Granddaddy was Jewish, or so he claimed. He wasn't a very strict follower of his religion. God saved my mom in her late 20s, and she started to minister to my Granddaddy, who didn't want to hear it. As we grew up, there would be discussions over dinner, and normally they would get heated. Granddaddy would listen to what Mom had to say, but he never would take it in. When Granddaddy started having heart problems, Mom started praying and asking God what she should do because she honestly did not know if Granddaddy was saved. God spoke to Mom and told her, sometimes it is best to keep your mouth shut, or sometimes it is best to speak. Mom decided to keep her mouth shut and just live out her life for God. She taught me and my siblings to do the same. As Granddaddy's health problems worsened, he had to go into the hospital at times. He was in and out of the hospital a few years and then ended up at a care home. He passed away one morning at the care home while we were in church. We still do not know truly where Granddaddy is today, but God has given us peace about the issue. And because towards the end, he honestly wanted answers to the questions that he would ask about God. Our pastor had some comforting words to say to my mom right after Granddaddy died. He said, Jesus says that the Jews are a special people and tells them, you are mine. Another thing that Granddaddy wanted for his funeral was a verse from the Bible, Psalm 121, which reads, I will lift up my eyes to the hills, from whence comes my help. My help comes from the Lord, who made heaven and earth. He will not allow your foot to be moved. He who keeps you will not slumber. Behold, he who keeps Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is your keeper, the Lord is your shade at your right hand. The sun shall not strike you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve you from all evil. He shall preserve your soul. The Lord shall preserve your going out and your coming in from this time forth, and even evermore.